Hello everyone! Today we have another deck profile from yours truly, Sparkelsss. And today we have Wilista. Anything I have to say? Well, it's a deck profile, so of course we have to. I will get to the right line later. For the deck, we have 3 copies of Wilista. I don't run the old Wilista, it takes too much space in the deck. And she's just there for the Persona ride. Or actually put her in Soul with the grade 2 skill to get early advantage. Skill, Soul Blast a gem card. We all know, of course, it's the grade 1 order card you're gonna play. Soul Blast it for one of the effects. Look at the top 5 cards, put 2 units on the field. Of course, that skill's mostly for deck thinning, so you can check more triggers. And the other skill of hers, which she gets, is plus 15k. On her first attack, she's always 33. The 15k from the skill, and of course the 5k from the order. We'll get to the order later. Those are the first grade 3s. Then one of the big key pieces, Ophelia, of course. Ophelia makes the deck so incredibly better. Her restand skill and plus 15k makes her a solid 28. There was, of course, a time before the banlist came when she was 33 to make numbers better. But I'll get to that discussion later. She restands, gets another attack, which makes this deck an easy 5 attack combo. Those are my 4 Ophelias. Then maybe a little bit of an alt card is Forbidal. I put Forbidal in there just to make sure you get that Ophelia back, or that you get your Persona back because you Soul Blasted it. Most of the times it's just put Eureka here, play Forbidal, and then from drop zone, if you don't get your Ophelia, get your Wilista and Ophelia back, which makes it a solid field again. With Eureka, you bounce your Wilista back to hand, which secures you another Persona right, which makes sure you don't have to play extra grade 3s in your deck, which is actually very amazing. That's also one of the things I don't run the old Wilista, not for that extra Persona right, just because with Forbidal I can get it back easily. I make sure to play it at the right time when I have a Wilista and enough Soul, and of course Eureka, to bounce Wilista back to hand. If I don't have to, I don't need to search anything for it. If it's not a problem, I can use it as a discard fodder for the write-up, or for, let's just say, a discard skill from Wilista. All options are possible. It's still an easy card to get back if you didn't use it, which I will come back later on. Those are my grade 3s. Then we have 3 lovely Trixies. Now we come to the point that I put Trixie in there because Vache Blanc and, how's the other card called? Vache Blanc and Elvira are banned together in the deck, which I can understand because I play the deck and I know what it does. But this option gives me freedom in the deck, which make me put in Trixie. Most of the games, not most of the games, some games I find myself in a situation that I had to play the other way around. That I first have the gem card from Soul, which I have to use that skill first before I can actually call field, which makes it more difficult to draw extra cards with Elvira. And of course, her skill gives you another 5k, so it's a solid 15k attacker. And her other skill will make sure you get that extra card in Soul. If you miss the Persona right, you can search for the Persona. You can get your order back in Soul. You can get another card in Soul, which gives you an extra option for a bounce with Eureka. And if you did not reveal a Wilista, you still draw a card. It's a -1 on deck, but maybe you draw into your Persona, you draw into Forbidal, you draw into a Wilista, you draw into an Ophelia, maybe another Trixie, so you can do that thing again, because it's not hard once per turn. That's basically why I put in Trixie. She just, yeah, amazing. And a good replacement for Vache Blanc. There's, of course, a discussion, which card should you play. I will come to that later, a little bit on the end of the video, why I made certain choices. Of course, the next card, 4 times, Romana. early attacker. I don't have to say anything, it's a 20k beater. If you put down a booster behind it, it's a 28k booster on your grade 2 turn. Most people don't guard that one, so if you drive check a crit, for example, it's gonna be 38, which means they have to throw down 40k or maybe even more to guard the attack. Depends on what grade your Vanguard is. But hey, a solid attacker, most of the time they take it, so it's a free damage for your opponent, but also a free attack for you, which is a lot of power. Well, those are my grade 2s I'm playing. Let me get the grade 1s. I play, of course, 3 normal PGs and 1 Elementaria. Elementaria is just there for the grade 4 decks. Just Chronojet, the new Stride decks are coming. You just have to put it in your deck. It's an easy card to get. Get yourself a trial deck, which the card is in, or on card market. It's up to you. 3 different PGs, Elementaria of course. It's just, yeah, they're PGs. Those were the only ones I had. So I do have more, but I don't like changing them up. And I only had 2 foil versions of this lovely lady. But hey, PG is a PG, right? Then the other key piece, Elvira, that just gives you the cards you need on your grade 3 turn. That's why you wanna always make sure you have Elviras on the field and then play the order. If you do it the other way around, you're gonna miss cards. That's why Trixie is in there, to make sure if I miss my order in Soul to make field before I play the order, I can actually make sure that my setup is correct and I can do the things I want. Most of the times I want to make sure I have like 3 Elviras. Let's say Wilistas on Vanguard like this. I have 4 of her. You play the order, you draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards, which is such a hand advantage. You don't need to make field, you always make field with your Wilista and the Soul Blast from the gem order. After that, let me put them straightly for you guys. I play 4 of the gem orders. Yeah, you don't want to play the old orders. Depends on your build, but still these count as both gems, which is just amazing. Especially for the Wilista grade 3 skill. If you play the old one, you can change it around a bit, but I would not recommend that. Just play the gem order. You don't have any more space in the deck. You can change some ratios, but for me this is the most optimal you can play. Especially with the Elvira and the Farce Blanc ban, which made me put in Trixie, which gave me a lot of new and different options to play with this deck, to get me into the Forbidal, get an extra Ophelia, or just get another Persona right. Let me put these 4 lovely there. Her skill, you draw an extra card, you give your Vanguard 5k extra, which makes your Wilista 33 attacker on the first grade 3 turn, which is strong, but you can even make her better. Just put a booster behind it to make it 41, to make it even stronger. Then for the other grade 1, well, grade 1s, Eureka, bounce a unit back to hand, especially against the Gondiva matchup, to make sure you secure your pieces. You can still keep on making pressure. I have found myself in situations that I don't have Eureka and still want to call full field. I made sometimes the decision to do so and sometimes the decision to not do so. Depends on the situation and what deck to play to. If they can't retire, you can easily put down your field and let them be there. If you don't have it, Eureka is the way to give you the pieces back. Of course you're gonna lose your Eurekas, especially against Gondiva or retire optional clan. But hey, an extra turn with your key pieces? Wouldn't mind saying so. Let me get those away. For my overtrigger, it's the lovely blue one, the blue Cray Elemental one. It just gets you that extra card back from hand. You can get the Persona right back. You can get a key piece like Ophelia back. If you discarded Forbidal, you can just get Forbidal back. You can get, yeah, let's see, you can get anything back to hand. You get the 1 million power and you get an extra crit on one of your rear guards, just stack it on Ophelia. Ophelia will make sure to kill your opponent. I've done that, which is pretty fun. Well, there is also the option of the red OT, the red Cray Elemental one. I prefer this one just for the extra crits. The other one is also good because you can get more attacks with 1 million power. Depends on what they have on hand, but still get that extra card back. You can even get, let's say, where is it? An extra PG back to make your turn after the turn after better, to give you an extra defense. That's totally up to you. OT is switchable. Lyrical OT I would not recommend actually, because the power that this deck is getting is more than enough already. Ophelia is 28 on herself. With a booster behind it, it's 36, maybe more if you persona right. But that depends. You can make it bigger with the lyrical OT, but does it really? It's 20k extra, I know. But I find myself in situations that it doesn't really matter because the opponent draws so many cards these days. Just go for the finishing blow. If you can't, you still get a card back to hand. Most of the times I find myself checking this one defensively. I don't know why. It's just like, on top of my deck, like, hey, I'm here defensively. Like, okay, sure, we'll stack another turn, I guess. Good card. It knows what it wants. For the other triggers, I run... Let me put them down. I run 7 more crits. The OT makes the 8 crits. That's also the thing why I run it, to make the deck an 8 crit deck. Yeah. Pressure. Put it on your Ophelia. Kill your opponent, of course. For more defensive options, I have the front trigger. This is also the effect front trigger, which gives you a 20k shield. That's also the thing why I don't run the OT from Lyrical. This gives you an extra 10k on your front row, of course, which makes your front row a lot better and stronger. Why do you need the Lyrical OT? Okay, it's extra all the turns, but with Wilista I found myself in the option that I don't check it early enough to put even more pressure. If it's early enough, I'll still get like the order back to hand or just an extra discarded card. Most of the times I just discard the front trigger, just discard it, check OT and get 20k shield extra back, or 15k shield if you want, or another discard folder. And of course 4 heal triggers. Yeah, not saying anything about it, it's just the heal, it's there. Play whichever heal you like. I love this one the most, but that's just because of my hobby is singing. And yeah, it's just like she's on stage, she's singing. Yeah, I had to. Can't say anything about it. I had to pick her. For the right line, it's just the grade 0 Wilista, of course. The grade 1 Wilista. If she's rode upon, put a card from your hand in soul. You can actually choose to put in an extra Wilista if you want, to make sure on your first grade 3 turn, if you play the order, you can get the other effect of Counterblast, Soul Blaze a grade 3, Wilista, restand one of your rear guards to make it a 5 attack deck from moment 1. But that's when she's rode upon. If she is rode upon, you have the grade 2 Wilista. You actually search a grade order with your grade 1. You play it when you're grade 2, which gives you 2 extra cards, because if she's on Vanguard, if you play a gem card, you draw a card. With the order card, you draw a card actually. So you draw 2 cards, which gives you amazing advantage, which actually most of the times just draws me into Ramona. It's just a thing, she just like, I'm here, now you can play me, you can put pressure down. And I just put down a Yuka to bounce her back because I have the soul. I soul blast the gem card to get the gem card back from the deck, or I'll just leave it in soul and soul blast something else. And for the grade 3, of course, the main unit of the deck, the most lovely lady, Wilista. Look at her smiling. She's just, I have so much feeling with this deck. Normally I play Kyrie, that's on hold at the moment. I'll just wait for the next set, but yeah, I have been having so much fun with Wilista. It's an amazing card. It's just, she does what she does. It's a 5 attack deck. I can show you the combos if you like. Well, the soul is there. Let me put down a Yuika. Let's see. Let me get Ophelia and Ophelia. I have one Wilista on hand. Let me get the order to just let you see the combo. Let's see. Play the gem card. You draw an extra card. You Soul Blast the gem card. Look at the top 5 cards and make sure you just put a back row rear guard because you need that for the auto skill from Ophelia. Let me put down two face-up counter blast just to make sure I can show you guys the skills. You swing with Ophelia. On the persona right, it's 23. If not, you can choose to boost, which makes it a 26. Another 26. Then you attack with Vanguard. First comes into play the order. When your Vanguard with Wilista attacks, you Soul Blast a grade 3 Wilista. Let's see. You Soul Blast it, and you Counter Blast, and you restand one of them. After the drive check, you Counter Blast another card. You put a back row unit from the center bottom deck. You restand an Ophelia, shuffle your deck, and both of them get 15k power added to their power, which make them 28 on a persona right turn. They will be, let me count real fast. They will be 38. Math is not my best subject, so this is a bit of the combo. You can also choose to not do that. And on the final attack, boost with Yuika, Soul Blast 2 of them, get both of them back to secure them for another turn, to put down even more pressure, because the turn after you will definitely persona right, will make them on an extra attack 38. Make sure you manage your counter blast. That's the thing, people aren't gonna counter blast deny you to not do your 5 attack combo. Well guys, thank you for tuning in on another amazing deck profile. Let me get the main grade 3. Wilista and I, well, the amazing Sparkelsss, are here to say have a really nice and amazing day. I wish you guys the best. BCS series is over for me at this moment. I'm not gonna play anymore. It will be next year, but Wilista will be back, also with a lot of other deck profiles and other lyrical decks. For set 4, I am going to pick up the support from Kyrie, which also will be leading into a new Kyrie deck profile, of course. And of course, I will be playing Pacifica. We've been testing in it, and it's amazing. You'll guys see. Well guys, I want to thank you very much for seeing this amazing deck profile. I hope you guys enjoy it. If you have any questions or want to know options I choose, for example, Vache Blanc and Elivira, I will come to that actually. I forgot about that. The thing is, Elivira draws me more cards than Vache Blanc. Vache Blanc is early game. If you don't get Vache Blanc early on, it's done. You have to discard other cards, and later on it's just maybe an extra 5k on a persona right. You don't discard the card anymore. Yeah, with the grade 3 Wilista on play skill, but if you don't persona right, you just come short. But that's why I play Elivira and put in Trixie. I kind of made that clear already. Amazing combo. Still an amazing card. Still gives you an extra card. Well guys, I want to thank you again. I always come up with extra stuff I want to talk about. If you have any questions about the deck profile or the deck or the choices I made, I will be gladly answering them in the description down below. I do hope you guys enjoy the deck profile. Thank you so much for listening. And all I have to say is stay amazing. That's all I'm gonna say. And I wish you the best of luck. And of course, we're almost at the end of the year. Merry Christmas already and a Happy New Year if I don't do another deck profile this year. Well guys, thanks for tuning in and have an amazing day. Bye!